What the fuck? How do I not have any audio going out?
You'll be fine about those clouds, I'm telling you, baby. These things. When you place your hand between my feet, I don't know. No. I'm if I do, and I'm damned if I don't. 'Cause if I say you, but I miss you in the mornings when I see the sun. Something in the orange tells me you're not done. To you, I'm just a man. To me, you're all I need to go. Posing myself against something in the orange tells me you're never coming home. If you leave today, I'll just stare right the way the orange touches all things around. The grass, trees, and blue, how I just hate you. Please turn those headlights around. I need to hear you say you've been waiting on.
Good morning. I'm here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up!
What is dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there.
There was one?
There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Yeah, man, it's a Monday. What in the hell? It's definitely Monday. Seems like every button I push somehow ends up being the wrong effing one. And if that's not enough, I wake up and apparently all my audio settings are different because nothing is registering the way it was supposed to, as I'm sure you all heard at the beginning. So my apologies. I have no idea what this sounds like now. So we'll just play it by ear. Because why the hell not? What's up, gentlemen? How's your Monday going? Yep.
Better than yours, it sounds like. I have a kitty in my lap, so I'm ahead of the game. Am I far from the mic? I feel like I am.
Nope, sound good to me.
Okay, good, because she's got me sitting back so she can get some loving. And Daddy needs it too this morning for sure. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Well, you saw me bundling around trying to figure out what was going on when I got on the call, because as you said, everything changed. Like every setting I have changed.
Yeah.
Now, mine's been doing that, which is nothing unusual for me. I always have to chase where my where my earbuds are actually at now to click them to turn them on. And I did. I mean, there's no doubt it's the dongle. Hashtag dongle user. It's the thing. It's definitely the problem because I have to go. I don't know. When I used the old one just to see, it didn't do any of this. But the old one has that whole like 2 or 3 millisecond delay for everybody. So I'll be jumping on y'all. I'll still do it sometimes, just because I'm not paying attention or get excited or whatever. But it's not as bad as it used to be when I used to use the old dongle. Hashtag old dongle user.
The ongle of the dongle.
So, yeah, it's all about it. So anyway, it's either hear y'all on time and I step on you and then have to reset everything in the morning, or plug the old one in and it stays, but I'm stepping on everybody every 5 seconds. So I'm going to go with this. Because at least I usually know how to figure it out and get it clicked back to the right place. But there's a new spot in my, I don't know what you call that tray at the bottom right where you click on things, and there's like the speaker and your mic, and then there's that arrow that points up and opens the things that are open. And in there's now a new Bluetooth device selection button I have to click on and turn on, not turn on, but connect it. No. Yeah. I don't know. It's connected, but I have to activate it or something. There's two choices on there since I got those new clips in the system. And I think that's what's happening is sometimes, even though they're over there in my bag, it registers to them first or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's Monday. How are y'all?
Not good. Apparently this sound is still shit.
Oh, really? Well, I saw Liz say that early in chat, but I just figured that was whatever you were dealing with at the very first part of the call.
Yeah, I thought it might have had
apparently
something.
It's still.
Yeah, apparently. I see it.
He has seen it, folks.
Well, Rico asked me to meet up, so I did to see what y'all were trying to figure out. So, did that help?
Is it me?
No, I'm sure it's me. Because I'm just watching my fucking EQ bounce and seeing what the hell it's supposed to do. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it stays open.
Yes, that was it.
Yeah, see, it looks a lot better to me. Yeah, I'm watching it. Sure looks better.
Good.
Look at you go.
Well, I mean, you have to think about it. It's 4 a.m. Everybody's trying to get coffee. Everybody's trying to wake up. We got at least 3 handlers that have to go get their coffee, get set up, get all their shit activated. And it's a lot going on here at this time of the morning. So.
Right, the federal office buildings don't even open till 8, so fuck.
Right, so, yeah.
Yesterday was so mucked up.
Yesterday was?
I was tired and I thought I'll just take a little nap in the morning, but we had to go get nail trims and scent gland cleans for 4 of the 6 buns. 2 went Friday night, the other 4 went yesterday. But it was like at 12:30, right during prime napping time. So I thought I'll just stay up. I don't need to take a nap. Then we got home from doing it, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just take a little nap. So I laid down at 3 and woke up at 7:30 in the evening and thought, well, shit, that's not going to be good. So I didn't go to bed till about 11 o'clock last night. So,
Oh my goodness.
I know, right? On top of everything else, as if audio issues weren't enough, I'm just dragging ass this morning.
I was sleeping by 9 o'clock yesterday.
Damn.
Like, sleeping.
Mom and Cami wearing you out, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it was a nice weekend, though. Cami got to go to the rock show yesterday. Got all kinds of new friends. She loves those rocks. Yeah, her, Karen B, Crumb, and Emily went. Yeah. Little tiny rock festival, gem show, I guess you'd call it. That's in a room that's like, it's not very big. It's not like a big hotel convention center. It's not even connected to a hotel. It's like a little town type convention center thing. We went last year. Cool stuff. If you've never been to a gem show, gem and rock show, they're amazing. A lot of local rock hounds that go out into the local area and find stuff. Some people that travel like the world. You got some stones from Africa and some really cool stuff from New Mexico. Got a something from Area 51 that was melted from whatever bomb testing out there in the desert. Some really cool stuff. Yeah, the Tucson Gem Show. Yeah, that's one of Cami's dreams. She's been to it multiple times, being a gemologist back in the day, but she hasn't gone while not working. And that's when you go and spend like a week. Those are huge. This one you could do in half a day, no problem. It's so small. But though, yeah, the Tucson one is huge. There's a few different gem shows that are just enormous and like really well known.
I mean, in my experience, I walk about 150 yards down a dry creek bed. It takes me half a day. I don't know how in the hell they're going to walk through an entire gym show. I don't care how big it is in half a day. It'd take me 3-4 hours at each booth.
Oh, yeah. She could spend a week there, but it's only open for the weekend.
Yeah, I'm like you, Josh. I got fussed at Saturday because I was dragging ass in our procession of real estating. I mean, we didn't actually find any estate sales, but garage sales, because a few different people had like either rocks or, if it's rocks, books, or vinyl, I'm going to be the one that everybody's like, come on, let's go. We got to get to the next place. So, yeah. Yeah. And they did have some nice vinyl and some nice rocks. But they kind of knew it once you asked prices. And I'm like, oh, I see. Okay. Thank you, though. I can go to a store and buy a $25 record, and I know what that rock is, so you can have it. Apparently, you want it more than you want to get rid of it. But we did go to a different area than we normally do. Normally, we're just around the Lafayette. You know, the furthest we'll drive is maybe an hour to Crowley or 2 hours to New Orleans for a big estate sale or something. But this was some event Shell and her sister had been planning to do, and I didn't really know what it was. I was, just going for the normal Saturday estate sale, garage sale thing. And so we're in the car and we're going. And like an hour into this, I'm like, we're going to New Orleans? What are we doing exactly? So it turned out it was something up north from us, which is was about almost a 2-hour drive, but we went north, which is the direction we rarely go here. And it really wasn't, worth the drive. 2 places made it worth the drive for me because I got a bunch of books and like some nice jams and preserves and homemade syrups from this lady. But other than that, it was basically, we drove 2 hours to go to other people's junkyard stuff that we don't, like most of those garage sales would have been the ones in Lafayette we'd have pulled up to, looked out the window, and drove on to the next one. But since we had 2 hours invested, we got out and looked at their broken toys and dirty shoes in a pile. And it was pretty rough on some of those stops. It was cool that they had some that were planning something, though, that, like I said, the ones that had like the festival atmosphere with the cooking going over here and the tents, and they're set up to be there all day. They're not trying to get you to come buy their crap out of the back door. So it was not terrible, but it was definitely not what they expected. They were bitching about it more than I was. I was just along for the ride. Found some new books, not new to me books by my boy Dan Simmons. I just finished the Black Hills novel, and it had an epilogue that kind of tied together all the historical stuff he had been researching into the novel. So I knew he had done a ton of research just to get all that stuff in there like he did. I mean, we touched flat Earth, we touched on, giants, we touched on the fucking giant tree that they've been calling a giant tree stump that we call Devil's Tower. I mean, it's crazy the stuff they talked about in that book. It had nothing to do with any of that. It wasn't that. That's not what the book was. The book was the history of this guy who was an actual person. I didn't know that until about halfway through the book when I went to look up something about the situation, and it talked about this guy, Peha Seha, which is their name for the Black Hills, and that he had a son who became I don't want to spoil it. It's awesome. If you want to read it, you should. Dan Simmons, Black Hills. I highly suggest it. But I've got a handful of his books I've never read, so I'm excited about that.
That's good shit.
And I finally got, I just said I saw Rico, so I said Rico. I finally got Cleo off me now, so I can type hello to you all again. She had me tied down. She's very needy this morning. I see Liz talking about the rocks earlier. I am sorry, excuse me, coffee. Saying she wishes she had brought more rocks home. Yeah, me too. I did what I could, but most of mine were the awesome shirts that I got from Cami's house. That's what most of my packed back stuff was. And I still wound up leaving things, but hey,
I got your coaster right here, Walt. Don't worry.
Right up.
Anywhere.
Oh, I had a good show on Glowbusters yesterday. A gentleman came on and gave a presentation on perspective. He was thinking about, I asked him if he wanted to come give it on Have No Sphere one of these Friday nights.
Hell yeah.
Got my info and stuff. Yeah, he did a long presentation. It was like 2.5 hours long. But he just wants to practice it, to refine it, and I don't even think he has a YouTube channel. I think he's doing most of his stuff over on TikTok. And he's learning about trolls and stuff like that, but he's done hundreds of hours of observations out on the water. Just days and days and days. Reminds me of like Travis and Wide Awake, those guys, Sky Free, all those channels. Got some really cool stuff, but yeah, we'll get him on here one of these Friday nights. Plain Reality, I think. I might be butchering that. Plain something. It's early.
It is early.
So did you guys see Elon's giving $1 million every day to someone who signs his petition? His I Like Trump petition?
Wait. Giving it to the person that signs it, giving it back to himself. I mean, giving it, what does that mean? Giving it to, say that again?
It says, Elon Musk pledged on Saturday that his pro-Trump America PAC would award $1 million every day to someone who signs his petition until Election Day.
Awesome.
Is that legal?
Don't see why not.
Okay, asked if he thought the giveaway was legal, a former attorney general said the real question is, with how Musk is spending money in the race, how the dark money is flowing, not just independent, blah, blah. That's not an answer. The real question is, with how Musk is spending money in this race, how the dark money is flowing, not just into Pennsylvania, but apparently now into the pockets of Pennsylvanians. That's not a question. Okay, it says, Musk obviously has a right to be able to express his views. He's made it very clear that he supports Donald Trump. I don't. Obviously, we have a difference of opinion. Okay, blah, 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 blah. I don't deny him that right. But when you start flowing this kind of money into politics, I think it raises serious questions that folks may not want to take a look at.
Yeah. As to why haven't we been getting this kind of money before? Why is it the politicians get this amount multiplied?
Yeah.
Every fucking year. Every fucking politician. The questions about getting money into politics, really? That question only arises if you're giving the money to the voter. Otherwise, fuck it.
Yeah, I always thought lobbying drew some bigger questions to me.
And it's not like he's paying for the vote.
He would not comment on whether he thought the petition was legal. Only that it's something that law enforcement could take a look at.
Yep, there you go. That's why he's not saying anything, because he thinks it is. And he's got a prosecutorial obligation to not give away too much too soon.
So the petition must announce, reads, the First and Second Amendment guarantee freedom of speech and the right to bear arms. By signing below, I am pledging my support for the First and Second Amendments. That's not even for Donald Trump. The first $1 million award was given to John Draher, a self-described big fan of Musk. Federal Elections Commission's filings show Musk was the sole donor of the America PAC, making around $75 million in contributions between July and September. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. Other swing states of Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, and North Carolina all have a chance to go in and sign and win their $1 million from Elon. Jeez, oh Pete.
So it's a lottery. It's not actually he's giving everybody $1 million.
Right, it's a lottery.
No, not everybody who signs it. It's one person a day until the election. I don't know. Has this ever happened before?
Openly? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to say.
Yeah, I've never heard of somebody like giving a lot of, and it's not like he's saying you have to even vote for Trump, or what appeared to look like there wasn't even anything with Trump on the petition that you signed. It's just saying that you support the First and Second Amendment. It just drives me nuts. I can't believe that people I don't know. one of these days, I don't know, maybe the stars are going to start falling down and people will wake up. I think it might take something like that. For real. We're going to need like...
Because I've heard rumors of shit like that happening back in the 1800s. And I wouldn't exactly call what they went through being awake. Wasn't there an issue where all the stars just started falling out of the sky? Don't I remember seeing drawings of like that in the newspaper or something?
I don't know.
Are you talking about the rods and balls and dagger-shaped things in the sky, that drawing?
Maybe.
I don't know that was stars related, but I know it definitely was a huge area of phenomena that was definitely recorded and reported. And yeah, I don't know what it'll take to make people wake the fuck up anymore at this point.
Earth doesn't have 7 continents after all.
Oh.
A recent study published in the journal Gondwana Research exposes that we actually have 6 continents. And it's not Europe and Asia, of course. It's Europe and North America. What? The North America and Eurasian tectonic plates have not yet actually broken apart. You know, there's this stuff called water, though.
Wait, what? What is it?
Water.
Weird.
Yeah, and it kind of separates this land from that land, and that's how we consider it a continent. That's separated, you know? The fact that they're on the same tectonic plates, I don't think had anything to do with us, you know, separating the continents back in the day, considering tectonic plates didn't come around until like 1960. So tectonic plates had nothing to do with us separating land masses into continents or anything like that. It has to do with the fact that there's an ocean between us. Hello? I don't know. Just stupid. I see Europe and Asia as the same continent. I'm sorry. That might piss
Eurasia?
off. Yeah. They even called it Eurasia in there. But what do I know? I think since the Europeans made all this stuff up, they didn't want to be part of Asia. They wanted their own little thing. So they said, oh, well, these mountain ranges separate the continent here. I don't know, but we are up to the first break. Look at us go.
Look at us go. He's doing it. Now, Walter, I saw you put a song request in there over the weekend, and it just seemed like a bit of an odd one to me. Don't get me wrong.
Well,
I dig the song. Like, I'm familiar with it.
Okay. Yeah, it was definitely not from like me. It was more from Michelle. I put it in there because we were driving around on the way home and grabbing some food, I think, and drive through. And suddenly she's like, here's your Flat Earth song. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I've told you this before. I'm like, okay.
You don't remember this? Mark Sargent pointed this out. I remember it before he pointed it out just because I'm so familiar with this song. Stick around.
There's an Elvis movie on the marquee sign. We've all seen at least 3 times. Everybody's broke, Bobby's got a buck. Put $1 worth of gas in his pickup truck. We're going 90 miles an where you gonna go. We're gonna howl at the moon, shoot out the light. It's a small town Saturday night. It's a small town Saturday night. Lucy's got a lipstick on a little too bright. Bobby's getting drunk and looking for a fight. Liquor on his breath, trouble on his mind. Well, Lucy's just a kid along for the ride. Got a 6-pack of beer and a bottle of wine. Gotta be bad just to have a good time. They're gonna howl at the moon, shoot out the light. It's a small town Saturday night. It's a small town Saturday night. Bobby told Lucy the world ain't round. Drops off sharp at the edge of town. Lucy, you know the world must be flat. 'Cause when people leave town, they never come back. They go 90 miles an hour to the city limit sign. Put the pedal to the metal before they change their mind. They howl at the moon, shoot out the light. It's a small town Saturday night. Yeah, howl at the moon, shoot out the light. Yeah, it's a small town Saturday night. It's a small town Saturday night. It's a small town Saturday night.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
And I think welcome back. Is it just me, or did that make like some weird jump, or did I like do a little?
You did it.
Tiny little time travel. I
heard it.
I stopped YouTube on a completely separate application. Like I have one screen's the soundboard that was playing. The other screen is YouTube that was still playing, just turned down, and I went to just go stop it while the other screen played. Hit stop. It's turned down. It's muted. You're not going to hear it. Fine. It's cool. How that would make things jump. I don't know. What a freaking weird morning.
Okay, so if it makes you feel any better, I was caught up chat. Like, you know how you've caught up to chat because it stops at the bottom. You can't scroll anymore. That's where I was. And while you were just saying that you just said, 50 messages just suddenly popped into existence. So now I'm not caught up, and I've missed Logan, and Post, and F. Yeah, so Pledge, all y'all. So I'm trying to play catch. Plus, you see, I have a very neat kitty this morning. She's rarely in my lap this long. So as long as I'm getting it, I'm going to keep it. But yeah, something is definitely happening with the time traveling or the internet. One of the two.
That's the North Korean hackers hired by the Russians. Which we didn't talk about at all last week, about the start of World War III, which I thought was kind of interesting, but whatever.
Which one?
Where North Korea is going to be sending troops to Ukraine to fight for Russia.
Oh, yeah, they're there. And U.S. troops are in Israel right now. Oh, yeah, World War III has started, folks. It really started a few years ago, I would say. Isn't this how it always goes, though? There's always a war that's going on, and then slowly people join in.
Yeah.
Over the years. It's never like everybody's like, all right, it's war. I'm on this team, you're on that team. It's like, it's more of a slow process. But yeah, I would say we're in a world war right now with all the major militaries actively fighting somewhere, choosing sides and whatnot. Seems like there's two fronts right now. One in, Palestine, and then the other one up there in Ukraine. And yeah, it's happening right now. It's crazy to even think that. And this last war is supposed to be a religious war, according to Albert Pike's letters. The Christians versus the Muslims. The last war to bring in the new world order, yada, yada, yada.
It does sound like there's one group in particular that seems to be sitting that war out. If you're talking Abrahamic religion. I'm just saying. Of the three major ones, if you have Christianity versus the Muslims, guess who's not being mentioned?
Yep.
I'm not going to mention it, but you know who's not being
mentioned. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially considering that there's not really any, there's no army. There's no Christian army. Not really. You could have it maybe the United States versus Muslim countries, because Muslim countries are basically ruled through the religion. So it's the government and the religion are interchangeable. Whereas it's not quite the case here in the U.S. Just because we're in a war doesn't mean we're Christians, or doesn't mean we're necessarily fighting for Christians. It's just kind of an odd way to frame it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, our country was founded. I don't even know about that. I mean, it talks about God and stuff like that, but I don't think Jesus was mentioned in the Constitution at all.
No. They were deists, sure. Not necessarily Christians. In fact, I'm sure it would be argued that most of them were not. A lot of these are classically trained individuals. This is back when education made you smarter, where you were getting the trivium and the quadrivium, and you were actually learning that ancient Greek and able to research and read and interpret the ancient scripts and all the fucking scrolls and all the other shit, so you had a better idea of what was actually going on, or a better idea of what had actually gone on as it was recorded on those scrolls. Yep. I'm just making sure I wasn't all froze up. Walter was playing.
No,
Mannequin.
you're not. Like I said, dude, she never does this. Y'all know. She'll pop up, get in the lap for a few seconds, get a few rubs, and then as soon as I shift my arm to reach for the mouse or start talking at length, she's gone. And today she is just here. She is on that. Of course, I think it's the temperature has a lot to do with it. I think I'm just being used as a heater right now, but I don't mind. I'll take it. Because while they are sweeties, and they are sweet and loving, and they're just my whole life, they rarely spend this much time on me, especially in here. Usually it's in the other room in the chairs when I get either her or I'll get Ripley will come get in my lap now and just be there and put me to sleep. But she never does this in here for this long. She's usually getting her little couple love licks in and she's gone. So
those cats are Walt's. Those cats are his entire life. Those cats are the complete and entirety of Walt's. Well, to be fair, there is what's her name too. So the cats and good old what's her name. That's the entirety of Walt's life.
Fucking idiot. You don't know, huh, baby? You don't know, huh? She's looking at you too. She's like, asshole. Tell him. Oh, he heard you. You see, fucker? You see?
That's how you're going to be.
Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. Oh, man. She had me locked up so much. Good Lord. All right. Who's in the chat? Oh, wait. I just saw something from Liz. Oh, the hat. Yeah, it is nice. You're right. Thank you. I know it's not as nice as the one you gave me, but that one looks so much better on Josh. And this one looks so much better. Oh, not as nice as my hat. If I'd have scrolled a little bit, I'd have seen that.
That is true.
We gave Sherry a new password. Man, I missed all kind of stuff.
We gave her several, I think.
We probably did, but one stuck out as I was scrolling by.
So Episcopalian is a type of Christianity, right?
Depends on who you ask. I'll put it that way.
It's a mainline Protestant
there you
denomination.
There you go. So it depends on who you ask.
So Protestants are Christians. They're not Catholics.
Well, it
but
depends on who you
Christians.
ask. It depends on who you ask.
Okay.
The Catholics probably wouldn't say they're Christians. The Orthodox, they'd probably say they're not Christians. But if you ask any Protestant, they will tell you they are Christian. Yes.
Well, they have been the most presidential. 11 presidents have been Episcopalian, including George Washington. And you have 4 Presbyterian, which is also Christian, right? Let's see.
So just to answer that first question, yes, it says here from the AI overview, Episcopalians are Christians. They share many beliefs with other Christian traditions, including blah, blah, blah. Church structure is very Christian. I'm trying to really sum all this up in a lot of late 19th, 20th centuries. Church take a more liberal Christian approach, but still considered Christian. I don't know. That's what the interweb said. I didn't really know myself on that one. I had to look and see. They're definitely not Catholic.
They're not Catholic, no. And they're definitely, I mean, again, I think it depends on who you ask. There's an interesting question that was posed. How do Protestants get divorced?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
How do they?
They don't. I've never heard of a single ceremony, a single move through a Protestant church that divorces the couple. Like, I understand the whole marriage process, right? You go to the courthouse, you get your marriage certificate, your marriage license, you get it all signed up, and even the person that marries you can sign that, and then you go to the church and you get married into the eyes of God, right? It's 2 separate marriages. You have a spiritual marriage, then you have the civil marriage. One through the government, one through God. If at some point the 2 people who, in the eyes of God, were married decide that, nope, this marriage is done, they go back to the court and they get divorced, and that's that. That's the end of it. I've never been made aware of any sort of religious ceremony that ends that covenant with God, that makes that one person back to 2 and no longer married in the eyes of God. I mean, I know they have it elsewhere, just as far as the Protestants go. I'm not sure I've ever heard of a single Protestant church movement that sort of says, okay, we married you, now we unmarry you. For all in my experience, every Protestant just ends the civil, and then that's that. But maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it looks like most of these are some type of Christian, like Unitarian, Restorationist, Baptist, Methodist, Calvinist, Anglican. They're all Christian. Even non-denominational is a form of.
Anglican. That was Anglican, Zach.
What did I say?
I know that dude.
You said Anglican.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Anglican.
You don't have to apologize. It was just funny. I just busted out laughing.
What's up, Travis?
And then it says the Latin Church is also part of Christianity. And then we have one none specified. Who is that?
I'm protesting Protestantism.
I'm all right with that.
I finally woke up in time to hang out with you guys.
I'm so excited to see you.
Man, oh man, I woke up. It was 3:20. I was like, I think I made it in time this time.
How's the West Coast treating you, man?
I left the West Coast. I am now in gorgeous La Veta, Colorado.
Nice. Where's that at?
That is right between Pueblo and Trinidad, southern Colorado, like 2.5 hours south of Denver.
Yeah, it's some pretty country out there.
Oh man, it's been gorgeous. And then it just snowed this weekend, so all the peaks are covered in snow. We have the I'm trying to remember Huahoyas or something like that. They're called the breasts of the earth. There's two mountain peaks right next to each other. The breasts of the earth.
Well, that's what Teton means.
You got my attention.
Teton is titty.
Is it really?
Yeah, the Grand Tetons are just big tits. Look it up.
I believe you. So yeah, I'm in this small little town, 800 people. Yeah, it's been great.
So what else you been doing? What's been keeping you busy?
And Sherry has a new password.
You weren't joking. It means the three breasts.
Yeah.
Those Tetons, meaning the three breasts. Wow. Pilot knobs is another name they give. Okay.
Pretty sure pilot knobs and cockpit, that's a whole different area of the...
Right, it's best to twist the pilot knobs a few times before you go to enter the cockpit. I'm just saying.
While you're flying over the Tetons?
Exactly. Or just hovering.
Oh, jeez. So what else has been going on, Trav? It's been a minute since we heard you.
Well, I mean, I did go out to the West Coast to California to see if Uber was going to be any better than it started to peter out in Maryland, and it was just absolute horrible, just a horrible market. Plus, I was misled by Uber. They said that I was going to be able to drive with my Maryland papers. All I had to do was get to California and do a background check, but that wasn't the case. I was going to have to switch everything over. My insurance would have shot up 30%, and it was just not great. So I hung out with my mom for a month, and then I've got a friend here in La Veta who had just moved here, and she's got this little casita, a little house in her backyard. It's like a mother-in-law rustic cabin. And so she's letting me hang out here, and it's just been amazing. You guys can kind of see a little bit. I've got, rafters here. Got this massive wood-burning stove that would heat up the entire earth if I let it. And yeah, it's just been great. I'm trying to land a job here locally, and got called by the local grocer, and she asked if I was still interested in jobs, so I might be cutting meat and stocking shelves, which would be awesome.
Heck yeah, man. Do you think that might be a place you might want to settle?
Abso-smurfing-lutely. I just got to find me a little Heine and, whatever.
Well, you're good with winter, so you should be all right.
What's that?
I said you're pretty good with winter. I know it'll get cold there.
Yeah.
But you're used to that stuff.
Yeah. And there's this defunct ski resort, and you can see the slopes from where we're at. And they're trying to get it's like a local fundraiser. They're trying to get the ski slopes opened again. They've got chairlifts, but they're not operational. And I don't think they've been operational for like 20 years. Like this ski lift shut down 20 years ago, and all they've been doing is taking a snowcat up the mountain. So you got to pile like 10 or 15 people into a snowcat and wait your turn, but people do it.
Yeah, people love skiing. Have you gone skiing or snowboarding yet?
Not in this season, but I grew up doing it in California.
I've only snowboarded down Mount Baldy. I've never been on a proper mountain.
Well, what's Mount Baldy's elevation?
Maybe a few hundred feet. It's just a big giant sand dune on the southern end of Lake Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Like the biggest sand dune out there, so they named it Mount Baldy.
So did you sandboard or did you snowboard?
No, I snowboarded. There was snow out.
Oh, okay.
But still, it was nothing.
Yeah.
We didn't get going very fast or anything like that. It was, yeah.
Cool.
So what else been going on, man? Anything exciting over the last? How's your ma doing? All right?
Yeah, she's doing a lot better. She finally kicked my sister out of her house. My mom was way too gracious and kind and patient, and really got taken advantage of. And I love my sister, but my mom finally moved back into her house and tore out her kitchen, remodeling her kitchen right now. So she's in her glory because she's watching it get put back together the way she wants it to be now. And so yeah, she's doing good.
Good.
But other than that, huh?
What you been watching lately?
Oh, well, my friend Carrie and I have been hanging out, and I've been catching her up on some movies. We just watched Blade Runner 2 nights ago. She hadn't seen it, and so we watched Blade Runner, but we're kind of watching movies that are...
Or the new one?
No, the original.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I would have said 2049, but yeah, the original. Which, by the way, we can kind of fish around for. I don't know if we've ever talked about that. What are your opinions about Deckard? In terms of...
Now, Deckard, is that Harrison Ford in the movie?
Right. Or, yeah.
I don't know. Is he a robot?
I think he is. And I think there's a telltale sign in the movie, but I'll let you guys fish around for it if anybody knows the indications of a skin job.
It's pretty hard to fool the old Voink cop machine, huh?
But anyway, so we've been watching that. What was the one? I'm always harping about Waking Life. If you guys haven't watched Waking Life, you're missing out. It's an amazing spiritual movie. I swear, I listen to it. I listen to it to go to sleep anymore. That's what I do to go to sleep. I turn it on, and it's in my subconscious forever. But back to Blade Runner. What do you guys think? Anybody? Walt?
I'd have to see it again. It's been like
it's been a minute
years.
for me too, but I do remember being very back in the day about it.
Yeah.
And that, it was just very interesting that he was so so able to get through and figure out who was what or whatever. So who else would they send except someone who would know, the signs by knowing them from the inside, not just from the testing.
Right. Josh, what do you think?
It's been decades since I've seen it. I just remember it always being a question, and me just never remembering the question before watching the movie.
My first instinct was something about an eye gleam, but then I remember, no, that's that whole thing. Yeah.
So if you watch the movie again, the owl is the first indication because its eyes turn like an amber, like an amber color, and then Rachel's eyes do the same thing. And then if you notice all of the other replicants, at some point their eyes reflect that light. And Rachel asks Deckard, she says, "Have you ever tried the test on yourself?" And then he doesn't answer, and it gets left, hanging there. But I'm pretty sure when I was watching for it again this last time I watched it, there is one scene where Harrison Ford's character's eyes have that little gleam in them, and it's just if you're not watching, it's there. I mean, if you're not it's there, but if you're not watching, you'll miss it. So to me, I think he's a replicant.
Who was the director of that?
Ridley Scott.
Ridley. Back when he still knew how to direct a movie. Sorry, not a fan of what he's done with his Aliens franchise.
Mostly.
No, that was Cameron. That was Mr. Jimmy Cameron there. No, when he came back, he started in on the Prometheus era of trying to figure out their history and all that shit. And that's when he started really, to me, not becoming a great filmmaker.
So you weren't a fan of the Prometheus and Covenants?
Not at all.
And
I've gone back with knowledge about stuff that I've uncovered since then in other videos or whatever, and tried to go, okay, let me see if I can make this work for the rest of it. And I mean, basically I'm the old school, Alien and Aliens, that was it. After that was pretty much the downhill run. You could squeeze in the fact that it was Fincher's first movie and get some good out of Alien 3, but other than that, it's been a downhill flow for me ever since. And then when he was going to come back, it was like, yes, finally they're going to fix all this fucking, really, Ridley? What are you doing? Okay, never mind.
But I am excited about hopefully landing this local job because I've been clean for the past month and a half, because if I had to get back into trucking, I was going to have to piss.
Right.
And man, if I can get this freaking grocery job, I am going to party.
How's the dreams now since you've been having quit for a month?
What's interesting is I have had a lot of recollection with dreams. In fact, I had one this morning too, and Carrie and I were talking about dreams last night, and she read from a book that she was going through, and it was on a chapter of lucid dreaming, and it had all of the pointers in terms of what we're familiar with, and I'm like, maybe I should do that, but I don't like keeping myself awake after I wake up in the middle of the night, because I typically don't fall back asleep very easily. But last night I went to sleep afterwards. Anyway, so I don't even know. I could look at my notes that I made last night. I dictated them. I have no idea how they actually dictated out, what I was saying. But there were two dreams that I recalled last night, and I had them logged in my notes on my phone. But yeah, definitely, I've had some really strong recollections. I don't want to say that I remember everything, but I've been remembering my dreams more frequently, and that's kind of a thing too, where I'm like, oh man, if I lose that momentum with the dreams, because I really want to try to get into lucid dreaming a bit more intentionally, and if the THC messes with that, it's going to be a bittersweet pill to think which one I want more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man. What's the thing is, I dream about my ex a lot, and it's just wild. It's nothing, nothing lurid or tantalizing or anything like that. It's just existence in life. But I often think now with dreams where I'm at, if I haven't said this before, but I often think that she's there with me in reality, like she's dreaming that dream with me. You know, whether or not she'll wake up in the morning and remember she had a dream about me, I don't know. But to me, I'm there with all of those other NPCs, and they're actually dreamers in that dream with me. I don't know. That's the way I think about it.
Dreaming.
I know Walt done some dreaming with other people and stuff like that.
Like dreamscape dreaming, Walt? Like you do it intentionally, or is it just...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me and a buddy of mine, in fact, he was on the show a few years back talking about all this with me, too. And when we were like so young, like probably 8, you know, we found out about all this stuff and went to the library and dug up a few books. And at night, you know, we'd go to bed with the purpose of meeting up at a certain school playground area that we used to go meet up at, which was kind of halfway between his and mine house here in Franklin. And that's where we'd meet. I'll see you at LeGrand. That's what we'd say every night. You know, when we'd hang up. And
you
so,
guys
sure
playing ZZ Top while you were there?
No, it's just the name of the school. But yeah, we got to the point where if it was a place we had been to together, we could go there together. If it was a place like, let's go to wherever, you can't, to me, it never worked anyway, to go like, oh, let's go to Paris, or let's go to, you know, somewhere you haven't seen, physically been to, deposited part of your energy so you can get back to. I don't know how it works exactly, but it always worked that way for he and I. And that was, like I said, from the age of 8 till about the age of at least 10 or 12, you know, we were doing that. And then that movie came out, Dreamscape, and we were just like, what? This is what we're doing. You know, we were all pumped up, loved that movie. And then, like with everything, life, girls, drinking, whatever, party, you know, everything starts getting in the way of practicing the things you were. And then it was probably when Cindy and I, or one of my exes and I, had found the Hemisync tapes. We found the whole, like, the Gateway Process tapes at a convention one year. They had a guy from the Monroe Institute there talking about it. Actually, he did a demonstration with us in the class. Gave us all headsets and ear headphones, and we all had Walkmans. This is how old this all was, and we put it on, and he closed the curtains in the room, and we went through the little process, and like me and Cindy instantly like, oh my God, I was like, that's what, so we bought the tapes, got there, got into it. We did it every day for a year. At least a year of just unending.
Is this self-hypnosis? What do you?
The Gateway Process. That's the Hemisync.
That's the CIA developed.
That's how the CIA. Yeah. Well, actually, it was Robert Monroe Development.
For the
developed
CIA.
it for the CIA eventually. It's all about frequency and like the brain being 2 hemispheres, and so
is that diurnal, or how do you say that?
Binaural.
Binaural beats. Yeah, that's where he was kind of the premier guy about all this back in the day. Which I don't know if you looked into the history of his whole thing, being a hobo and traveling on trains and realizing on trains that certain rocking frequency, whatever, would suddenly put him in a certain state of mind.
Wow.
And then later, when he go ahead.
That's the whole waking life motif. He starts on it. He's dreaming on a train right there at the beginning.
Yep.
Wow.
I can almost assure you Linklater knows a lot about Monroe's stuff with all the shit.
I'm begging the universe to inspire him, because it's going to be the 25th anniversary soon. I want him to bring back
something big. Right. That'd be awesome.
Even like, I think I've told you guys this is my dream, and then we should probably go to break if you're going to do that, Josh. But a series like Black Mirror that are just dreamscapes, that can be iterations of 30-second dreams, 3-minute dreams, 30-minute dreams, just these random dreams, and just unpack the universe in dreams on a series. I think that would be amazing.
See, that sounded familiar until I had the thought of children's pictures of kids, then it seems like we've had this conversation before. I'm as interested in other people's dreams as I am interested in other people's kids. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I remember you saying that before. Yeah. To each his own, Josh.
It just seems there's so oftentimes there's so little
think about it as a dream.
Objective context that what little sense that a dream might make is only because it's sort of done in your brain and you have a context for it. Like if I were to dream about your ex, it's just some random woman, right? Yeah. I don't know your ex. I don't have any context for who that would be. It only means something when you dream about her because you know who she is.
Well, then if you think about it, though, in terms of what waking life did, you were just watching conversations between people. And it was the content of the conversations that was, like, engaging me because I was, like, you know, thinking about reality, thinking about existence, thinking about God, thinking about free will and determinism. So, I mean, I totally get, absolutely, I totally get where you're coming from on your, yeah.
And I think what makes dreams so powerful and so disjointed is the inherent knowledge, the things that you know without having it need to be explained to you in a dream.
Yeah, but see, I'm not even at that point of analyzing my dreams that way. Like, if I think about if I go back in my notes and look at what I dreamt last night, I wouldn't have, I don't think, an immediate interpretation of understanding what that dream was trying to be or represent.
Well, see, and that's sort of what's interesting is sometimes, at least for me, when I dream, it's as though I am placed in someone else's circumstance, right?
Yeah, but
so I would, in my dream, I am you. So when I dream about that woman, I instinctively know that that's my ex-wife.
Uh-huh.
If I'm having like a dream from your perspective or from a perspective, or like in my dream, I would know who that is. I don't have to, I just instinctively know, okay, this random woman is now my ex-wife here in whatever circumstance this is. I have this sort of relationship to this person, or like
I'm confused a little bit. Right? Are you saying that as the dreamer, you're the dreamer, you're in a dream.
Yes.
And this other person doesn't look like your ex, but it is, or it looks like your ex and it is, and you as the dreamer aren't you, you're somebody else, but you're recognizing.
Right. There's information that's conveyed to me. Like the woman wouldn't be my specific ex. It would be somebody else's ex, but in this dream, the relationship that she and I have is that she is my ex. Right. So it's like as if I'm having it through your perspective because she is your ex. So when I come into this dream and this random woman, that the information that we've already had this relationship and the relationship went south and now she is my ex, all of that information is already like downloaded in my brain. That context, I'm already dropped into that context, and I understand that context completely outside of the context of my waking life.
That's a really interesting take, and it sounds a little bit like my theory of reincarnation. Whereas, I think I shared this with one of my previous episodes with you when I had that really bizarre experience on THC when I was making my infused oil for the very first time, and I tripped out. But I felt like I was being reset. I felt like I was becoming a new soul within this person, and I was being uploaded with all of his memories. And I was like, oh, that's his memory now becoming my memory. And so then I would then have the context for understanding like who you all are based on the fact that Travis had these memories of Walt and Zack and Josh, but this new soul had to have that upgrade happen in order for him to have the context to understand who I was now looking at. Oh, I know these people.
So I want to get into something, but it's 10 after, Josh. Are we going to take a break?
Yeah, we're going to take one. I've got one right here. I got Rico's first request anyway.
Hold a bookmark into what you just discussed, Travis, and I want to talk to you about phenomenon called walk-in when we get back.
All right.
Awesome. Sounds good. So we will take a little break, even though we're running a little bit past. It'll be all right. Much love to you, Rico. You and I both need to get ready for work. Although I've got more sleep than you. Second half of the show coming up right after this. This is the IRONWORX freeworld.fm.
Yeah, it's over. You can bet in mid-October I will still be ranting about most early May. Shay's the winner, he's a goddamn sinner while he dines him on the wrong side of the day. And I said, I don't understand why I'm fumbling after. You're the reason I cannot forget this season or the letter when you first referred to it. And I said, but it's not easy to know. You walk around with your shoulders down, and it's not easy to know. Shit's over, you can bet when mid-October ends, I'll still be ranting about most early May. CA's the winner, he's a goddamn sinner while he dines him on the wrong side of the day. And I said, I don't understand why I'm fumbling after. Yeah, you're the reason I cannot forget this season or the lesson how an ape shall not kill it. And I said, Calypso, but it's not easy to know. You walk around with your shoulders down, and it's not easy to know. Shots the tango, but it's not easy to shout. I walk
dark matter?
Okay, we don't know.
That's great. That's why it's called dark.
It's exactly.
Where everyone knows all reputable information comes from random people on the internet. Tell me things, internet. The earth is flat. It's like school in your hand.
Okay, dark matter is something we do not know what it is. We believe the dark matter is there, but we have never detected it. Well, what I'm afraid of course, is that there is no dark matter out there. There was one? There is no dark matter out there. We need to think really hard.
Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
And welcome back to the first half of the second half fish with the Ironworks right here on freeworld.fm.
Welcome back.
So what'd you have, Walter? You said you had...
Yeah. So this phenomena was kind of thrust upon me in a very weird way, which made me very reluctant to even look into it at first. We've talked about all this before, but basically, long story short, I was all into the whole otherness of our world since birth. I came here looking for shit. My family was always into looking at shit, and weird shit always happened to my family, so that kept me in a place of being very accepting of some usually, bizarre or whatever other things people would be into, and I would check it out and not be very like, oh, you're crazy. But having read hundreds of books about UFOs and then the phenomena, late 80s, early 90s with like Whitley Strieber and Bud Hopkins and all the abduction scenario stuff really hit home with me and what I grew up with. Started reading those books, really got into them, reached out to Bud, wrote letters. He was coming to a convention in New Orleans, not a convention. It was at a bookstore. It was just the first event. Nobody knew it was going to turn into a convention, but it was just the first time this group of people asked Mr. Hopkins to come speak about the experiences in the Intruders book. And I had never been to anything like that. We were just going to this bookstore in New Orleans, me and the wife at the time, and finding out, finding books about all this stuff. So my approach at that time in life was a very sightings, that show sightings, X-Files, very show me something, show me a video, show me a piece of metal that can squeeze and flatten back out in my hand. Show me. I want to see these things. Experiences are great, but I want to see this shit. You told me you saw it. Okay, that's fine. Show it to me. So I went to this place wanting to talk to Bud and let him show me how to get the fuck out of the situation that me and my family were in with these fucking beings. And I get to this place. It's going to be at a hotel, at a conference center, at a hotel right there close to the bookstore in New Orleans. And we get there. And as we're walking down that hallway, this lady starts she's walking the same direction and kind of the same speed as us. And she says, "What you guys here to see?" And we're like, "Yeah, we don't know. We're just, love the book Bud wrote and interested to hear what he's got to say," and really had no idea about a vendor room or people in there with what they would have. We had no idea. We were just coming to hear Bud talk about his book. And the word was that the lady who all these things happened to was going to be there that weekend. And I was, going to finally get to meet Debbie. And this lady's walking with us, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm here because I'm a walk-in." And Denise and I went, "A walk-in? What is that?" And she said, "Well, and she said a name. I don't know what it was. I couldn't pronounce it. Agreed to do an exchange." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she said, "Well, I'm actually not whatever her name was. Let's say Lisa. I'm not Lisa. I'm actually Vin Broad, whatever. Lisa's in my body on whatever." And I'm like, "Hey, let's get out of here, Denise. These fucking people are nuts." But I couldn't do that because I wanted to see Bud, so I kept at it. But the way she seemed so genuine and didn't look nuts in her eyes, because I knew people that were nuts. I could see it in their fucking eyes. So this lady and her walk in and the fact that she wasn't who she looked like, that somebody else was in her. So I started digging into that phenomena from that point forward. And it turned out that not just her, but a whole series of people in the community believed that they were what is termed a walk-in, and that this soul from at that point in time, we're looking at other planets. We didn't know the world was flat, whatever, but from another place agrees to inhabit your physical being. Now, a couple of different ways that can happen. Coexistence, you're both in the same body, sharing the experience together. Or if you're an adventurer and you want to do something different, you take their body, wherever the fuck it might be, wherever. And again, this was early on. We were still looking at planets, but yeah, the idea of dimensions and these things might be right here next to me, and you just can't see them because they're a frequency, and all that had been dug into. We still were everything was being pointed to space because that was the agenda. We didn't know that at the time, but we still would find out about the dream world things and the dimensional things and these other places that these things, people, whatever you want to call them, beings would be from. And so if you were an adventurer, you could agree to leave your body, go into their body, and you're a walk-in in their life. And now they're a walk-in in your life, and you're exchanging kind of like an ambassador program or something. And so that phenomena led to me doing a lot of deep digging, self-hypnosis, going to people who claim to know about past life stuff, getting readings done, trying to figure out, is that what all this has been about? Is that I've been interconnected with something I don't even know about? That really didn't seem to be the case after years of looking into it. But what you just described a while ago as we led into this is pretty much the exact description of when this takes place. They come in and either you stay and teach them some things about our reality and how our world works and what you're going to be encountering emotionally and all that, and you kind of hang out to be a helper during their experience, or you leave and let them play with your body and you go with theirs. Now, fast forward to our adventures of the last 10 years, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on and what are these entities that are here. To me, there's no doubt they're here. They've been here. They've always been here. They've always interfered with us. So what is their level of complicit? Are they compliant in this either? Are they in a world over there where they are, wherever that might be, across the wall in another vibrational frequency, whatever, where there is downtrodden and, put upon and mind fucked, just like we are in our reality? And is that part of why they want to come to our reality, is to, get away from that shit? That's one thing I always looked into a lot. And then the idea of you being so willing to learn and willing to have other experiences and being that open-minded, while not necessarily you went through some type of request system of your own, like, hey, come on in, but that got put out there into the universe or the reality we're in, and it kind of got picked up, and they were like, well, hey, I'll come hang out in you and learn some stuff about you. And again, it's a weird phenomena, and I think it's really, in fact, as I was trying to get all this in some way I could speak about it and not make a fucking idiot sound and babble out of it, which is what I'm doing. Daz put this in chat. People will keep thinking the physical world and your mundane actions based on limitation are somehow the most boring part of this reality, I'm guessing he means. It's actually the only thing that matters. And that's what it's kind of where I've settled into these last 2 or 3 years, I guess, whereas before it was like, God, I got to fix this world. It's so broken, and these people are so broken, and they're hurting each other, and there's so much pain and agony and fucking abuse and fucking misery. And what the fuck? Why? This doesn't have to be this way. Let's fix it. To actually kind of settling into the fact that, well, maybe the reason all this stuff is like it is here is because where we really are from, it's not like that. It's not like that at all. It's complete bliss and harmony, and everybody has their needs met. Everybody has everything they need emotionally, physically, non-physically, spiritually, everything. That shit would get boring as fuck really quick. So let's create a place and let's go there and play. And in that place, anything can happen. Death, cause and effect, good,
simulation.
bad. The fucking simulation. Yeah. So I don't know. Again, when you described that earlier, dude, it was almost giving me chills in that that's pretty much the exact feeling of, or exact feeling I would get reading these descriptions of it. Now, there's been many a time where I've either been meditating, breath work, sweat lodge, trying to think of all the times this happened. Sitting in my car after a drive home from work, just basic, I'm driving home from work and pulled up, and suddenly in these experiences, I'm not me, or I'm not this meat shell anymore. I'm this thing driving this meat shell, and I'm looking through holes in a fucking head. I'm not looking through eyes anymore. I'm inside something, and there's no doubt that I'm not that thing. I'm just driving that thing. That's happened to me more than, like I said, those 3 or 4 examples that I kind of rattled off. Those experiences brought that out.
Yeah.
Being super tired after work, sweat lodge. Now, I never had that feeling like doing psychedelics. I never had that feeling doing anything else. Even during the Monroe stuff, the Gateway program, it was always me and her, and we would meet up, and it was never another entity and who's driving me, am I driving me, and any of that shit. That's, like I said, the whole idea of us driving these meat suits around, yeah, and the ability to hop in and out of them or give them over to somebody else. Years of being open-minded, years of knowing that this is really not reality. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling, but yeah,
Are you saying that there are not necessarily science textbooks, but I guess my question is, this person who's a walk-in, are they immediately familiar with everything that previous person knows, or are they just are they their own consciousness in this venue of this person, and there's no correlation between what that, you understand what I'm asking?
I do. I know exactly. And then if there's a book out there that they based, I think, the character that the movie Split. What was his name? The guy that played the
James McAvoy.
McAvoy. Pretty sure that character was based on this real life incident where a guy had done some crimes, got arrested, was going into a psychiatry situation, and it was uncovered that he had all these different personalities in him, at least 23 of them. And among those personalities were people who spoke languages that hadn't been used on the fucking earth in like a century, or knowing how to lockpick, like Houdini level. Like they couldn't keep him in normal cells and normal cuffs and any of that shit. And he'd never been exposed to any of that as a kid. I mean, this was pre-internet, anything. And he was abused severely as a child. So it wasn't like he was skipping off to the library to educate himself. He was trying to survive the fucking horrible abuse he was getting at the hands of his mother. So that idea in that book really tied to me a lot to this idea of these walk-ins and this whole, Do you know what that book, did you say what that book was called? Trying to remember the name of it. The Chronicles of Time. Let me go see. I'll go find it. Give me a second. I'm going to mute up, though, because I got to. But literally, don't wait for me. I mean, you can talk amongst yourselves. It may take a second.
I'll just get ready to say, as late as that last break was, we're damn near at the next one.
Might as well hit it.
Go ahead.
We might as well. Let's see. Well, Liz asked how my archaeology book was going. I'm going to say this. Liz, I opened it up out of the mail and I set it on my kitchen table. And it sort of, sometimes I break some weed up on there when I'm not using the tray that I got from Nemo. I'm going to tell you, it's sitting right there on my kitchen table, and it's probably got a little bit of like weed dust on it, maybe a pair of sunglasses. It just sort of accumulates because it's just another horizontal surface. So it accumulates things the way my kitchen table accumulates things. Walter, you saw it. Where is it? Pop quiz, hot shot. That's exactly where it sat once I opened it, and where it sits right this very moment. That's where Walter saw it, because it hasn't moved. It's still there. I cracked it open and thought, shit, that print is small. And then that was the extent of it. But yeah, that's how I'm coming along on my archaeology book. But do stick around, because we've got another segment of the Ironworks coming up right here on freeworld.fm. I could have sworn I pressed play. We'll be right back. Shut out, Post.
Seem to wonder why these people are crazy. I wonder why they're not stopped. My thoughts brought the daily drama, comments and questions. Honestly, honor the lessons. Comical conversations streaming through our common obsessions. But I'm asleep and I'ma never wake. Deep and I'ma levitate. Creeping through the landscape, floating like a featherweight. I found a better way to move. Sleepwalking on the moon. Sleepwalking, there's some cautions of rules. It's just a dream. I'm beaming through the scenes and teens. I got a rhymes belt that's helping hold my seamless jeans. You needed to believe in something bigger than you're seeing. Something bigger than you're being. Nothing bleeds when you're free. It's kinda scary when you're sleeping in the pain stays. I was dreaming you were drowning in my brainwaves, and now you woke to find my life is on the same page. I'm going back to bed, escaping all these plain days. When I can't sleep away, I dream awake, and I feel like I lost my mind today. When I can't sleep away, I dream awake, and I feel like it's all about to fade. I paint eyes on the outside of my eyelids and lies on the inside, hung by violence. And ain't a sweeter sound if it's sung like silence. I'm sprung off the months of mileage. Be quiet. I sleepwalk and nod off, non-stop. The cheap talk caught off guard. The garden rotten. Life gets hard a lot. My eyes white wide, glow in the dark. I'm trying to find that bright side. Reading through the tedium with greedy it seems that I can only focus on my immediate needs. I walk around lucid like yeah, I'm leaving my dreams. Slapped awake, stupid, now believing in screams. And I ain't gonna rest as I catch my breath. Cause you and I both know that's the stretch of death. To throw something in the program, a wrench at best. Eventually my teeth unclenched and I slept. Yeah. When I can't sleep away, I dream away, and I feel like I lost my mind today. When I can't sleep away, I dream away, and I feel like it's all about to fade. Our addiction to dysfunction is steady, gotta stick to something. And I ain't never took a risk for nothing. I'm sleeping with my stick consumption. Our addiction to dysfunction is steady, gotta stick to something. I ain't never took a risk for nothing. I'm sleeping with my stick. Well, now I'm beginning to dream a little bit more and more, and I can warm inside the thought that I can sleep now. Diving in deep well, I can sleep inside my head instead of waking. I'ma stay here, play here. Never no gates here to make fear. And when I lay my head to rest, the thought of waking up will drive me crazy. And when I lay my head to rest, the thought of waking up will make me crazy. When I can't sleep away, I dream away, and I feel like I lost my mind today. When I can't sleep away, I dream away, and I feel like it's all about to fade, to fade. And it's all on me, dream is my spirit. So I don't wanna be aware. And it's all on me, dream is my spirit. So I don't wanna be aware. And it's all on me, dream is my spirit. So I don't wanna be aware. And it's all on me, dream is my spirit. So I don't wanna
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a, I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
ironrealmmedia is so beautiful, I could eat it. You know, sometimes people come up to me, they say, "Hey, Chris." And I say, "What?" "Well, what would you say?" They say, "Hey, Chris." I say, "What?" They say, how do you start your mornings? I tell them, I say, you know, the boys over at ironrealmmedia, Josh, Walt, and Zack, or Good Times for All if you prefer, you know, if you need more iron in your diet, check them out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, early in the morning, 5 to 7. Nothing, get up, do it. It's good for you.
Hi, this is Alan. I like IRONWORX because it's where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
I love IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack. It's like sitting in your front room having a cozy chat with your best friends.
Hi, it's Diva here, and I just want you to know that IRONWORX with Josh, Walt, and Zack, it's definitely my favourite dose of reality. Come join the family and keep it flat.
Why sleep in when you could get your dose of iron in the morning? Listen to the IRONWORX.
This is Enlightened Dawn. Roses are red, violets are blue. Iron Realm Media is the best on the plane. To this show, I will forever be true. You guys are truly the best, and I love you guys. I'm so thankful to have you in my life.
Do you like listening to space letters from Never a Straight Answer? Then tune in to the IRONWORX with Zack, Walter, and Josh. Break clear of the fear on the IRONWORX and become an Iron Scout.
And welcome back. Fourth and final segment of the IRONWORX right here on freeworld.fm. Technically, you can find us over on YouTube as well. That'd be on the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel, technically. At least for now. Who knows how long it'll be up.
So before we turn left again, it was a book called The Minds of Billy Milligan. I dropped a link in chat. Daniel Keyes wrote it. It was based on a very true case that did happen, even though he tended to be more of a fictional author. A lot of his fiction was based on true shit. But oh man, that is not right. I thought I had copied the. Maybe I didn't do it right. So now you got two who's behind the door, Travis. Anyway, I'll find it again and drop it. I thought I had it. I didn't know I had copied that.
I got it from the chat.
There you go. But yeah, there's probably a PDF out there or whatever. This is just the first one that,
I'll check
came
that out.
up.
That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal book. I've
That's
probably
like
read that book
the male
10
version of
times
Sybil.
since a teenager. Oh yeah. Well, Sybil had been out. It was on the theater. I mean, it was on in the theaters. Maybe it had already hit TV as a TV, on TV as a TV movie kind of thing too. About the time, I think Mom found this book. I couldn't even tell you. Again, I was in either my early teens or late, not teens yet, type age. When did it actually come? Let's find out. Publisher. That's a reprint. Okay. I'll have to dig more to find who. To find what year it came out. 81 is when it came out. So that would be just about right. But yeah, really a great book, really great read. And there's been a couple of things based exactly verbatim. There was a movie called Monster, and it was about this exact book. And then there was maybe a miniseries I missed early on Apple TV that I'd forgotten about that I will go see now. And then this movie Split came out, and literally the way McAvoy would talk about, I can't keep the light, I'm holding the light for now, and I'm going to give the light. All that was in that book. Like that was exactly how his alters worked. They could only interact with people if they were in the light, and they couldn't keep the light if they were being punished. And yeah, there's no doubt that whoever wrote Split and Glass had read The Minds of Billy Milligan. I'm still trying to close. I got too many things open here. Doing the research. And I know I've missed people in chat. I tried to play catch up a minute ago during the song and say hey to folks. If I missed you, my apologies.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm doing some backstage, whatchamacallit, trying to get plain reality on.
I see that in chat. Yeah. I saw y'all talking about it and stuff. So that's cool. Make that happen. That would work. Be awesome.
And Crumb, that's
What's
a song.
up? Crumb, what's up? Oh,
Mr.
sorry.
Won't you please help my pony? No? It's an old Ween song off the Chocolate and Cheese album. You gotta go listen to it. It's great. If you haven't heard it in a while. Yeah, Crumb up early. He dropped me off last night.
I know, right?
Yeah, thank you so much, brother. It helped me out so much. I hate driving at night. Yeah, it's so cool having him out here on the East Coast. Now we just need to get Liz and Josh and Walt and everybody
Well, there
else
was an
out here.
early exodus out that way, and then it kind of trickled off. But you never know. The exodus may start up again. You guys have had your once in a century storm now, so I guess it's safe to move out there, right?
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, my mom was just blown away. The devastation. We didn't even get near Asheville. You still have to drive around it. But just the whole area was just demolished. Saw a house that you could see down into the foundation. It was like hanging almost halfway off. Big house.
Wow.
Yeah, just crazy stuff, man. We were blessed. Just got to say it. Thing went right over our house. The center of the storm went over our house. The eye. So we definitely.
Oh, sorry. The cat unmuted me before I cussed. I apologize. I got excited again, though, because I was trying to scroll back up and make sure I didn't have the wrong name because I got sidetracked looking up Billy Milligan stuff. Shout out. Congratulations. Huge, huge hug. Can't even say enough good, grateful, gratitudinal things to you, Shifty-Eyed Shady, on your 38 days, my friend. If I had something to give you, I would. I don't have a chip. I don't have nothing. But the love and the appreciation, and I know there's lots of people on this call and in that chat who have dealt with varying forms of addiction. So, yeah, our hugest hug going out to you, my friend. Congratulations.
Yeah, well done. Keep it up, man.
Man, I hit 30 days so many times. And it was amazing every time. I have a tendency to relapse when I was trying to get completely sober, especially from the booze. So, 30 days is no joke. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
That is no joke. So congratulations. That's awesome. Guess I'm going to have to go log into the IRM account and start handing out some wrenches. From the sounds of it.
It's cool seeing some extra people in the chat. We had Plain Reality
this early
last night, and yeah, it looks like he's ready to go for this Friday. So that's awesome.
Nice, awesome.
And, you know, I mean, I saw Rob Skiba's presentation like 4 or 5 times live, and every time he did it, I saw it would change a little bit. He never ever finished it. I never saw him get through the whole presentation. He always had to cut it short. He even had 3 hours one time and still couldn't get through the whole thing. But yeah, it's and that's a great way to just get some, under your belt. The more times you can do it, especially live, the more refined you can make it and the more comfortable you get doing it. So yeah, man, I hope to see the presentation over and over and over again. He actually brings some new things to perspective about like just what he's nailing down. Yeah, everybody needs to see it, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of us, especially the ones who've been around a long time, we know a lot about perspective, but he had me thinking in different ways yesterday. So just, yeah, it's definitely worth a watch. If you don't want to go back and watch an old stream from Glowbusters yesterday, come hang out this Friday. Live.
Yeah, he said he still has much to add, so that's exciting. I can't wait to meet you and get to talk to you Plain Reality.
Yeah, they're and he shouts out Travis in there and a lot of people, Wide Awake, Sky Free, BMLSD 69, a lot of the OGs, of doing these types of observations. And he's got some serious hours put into it. It's not like he's just starting off. Like, he went and did the work, and now he's starting,
He's ready to show it off. Fucking A.
Yeah. Yeah. I know he has TikTok, and that's where he's been doing a lot of his stuff. But
you mean Twitter or whatever it is now, X?
No, or X too as well. Yeah.
Is he on TikTok? I thought he was just doing X, but I could be wrong.
Oh, I know he was talking about the TikTok trolls yesterday in the presentation a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those trolls, as annoying as they are, early on, you can learn a lot. They don't really realize it, but they send you to places to do research.
Yep, they help you refine your arguments because they're asking questions that are legit or giving you challenges. That's where I found a lot of my growing as well. The questions, I'm like, okay, now how can I say this because they're bringing up something that I haven't said before, so I have to say it in a way that addresses what they're bringing up. So yeah, absolutely, it's always been helpful, even though they're trolling.
Yeah. Nope, they have their purpose. And he was, what was it, Sly something over on TikTok? I was wondering if that was Sly Sparkane. Remember him from back in the day?
Jesus, haven't thought of that name in a hot minute.
I know.
Wow, that was a flashback, no doubt.
That was the first troll that ever asked me to do, have a discussion. I didn't do it. I don't. Yeah. Wow, yeah, that was a blast from the past. And then you see some of them that have the same names and are still saying the same things. I don't understand it. It's hard for me to comprehend it.
Easier for the 1099s for filing taxes. Yeah, just easier to keep the same name.
But yeah, it's interesting seeing the new people coming out that are, creating content, having to deal with a lot of the same trolls that we had to deal with way back in the day. Saying the same things, even though they've been educated on it and they know, they know all the talking points, but they play ignorant. Yeah, and this is why I don't converse with these people anymore at all. I just don't. Not that doesn't mean don't do it. I've done it and done it and done it and did it more. The first year of Flat Earth for me there wasn't even like a live chat. It was a comment section after video.
Yeah.
And I had 300 comment threads, me back and forth with a troll. Yeah. And I learned a lot of patience and things like that. I must have been asking God for patience at the time or something. He gave it to me. But yeah, I can't wait. This is going to be awesome.
So it looks like he verified that he's definitely on Twitter. So I went to Twitter and grabbed his profile. So I've shared Plain Reality's profile in the chat on YouTube, in the chat on Free World. Did I share? I didn't hit enter. That would help. And then I put it in the chat that we are currently in on Skype as well, in case y'all want to go follow him there.
And if you have any alternative media as far as logos or anything you want us to have ahead of time, maybe all of your links to your YouTubes, your TikToks, and your X's, or anywhere else that you might have, any of that good stuff, feel free to drop it here, drop it there. Send it to Zack. or we have ironrealmmedia at gmail.com.
Go and follow. Yeah, I don't get on X much at all.
No, it's been a while. We used to. That's where we met each other here from Iron Realm is on Twitter. Fuck X. But yeah, we kind of got tired of the trolls and the infighting and all that, and just haven't really been back, which is unfortunate because we had a nice group of people that we met and got to know there, and still hanging tough even after we had stopped hanging out regularly. So
I keep trying to go back to those chats, but for some reason, on the list of chats, keeps wanting to reload and recycle me back to the beginning after about the first 50 or 60. So I know they're down there somewhere. I'm sure I could access most of those old ones if I just go through and delete some of the bullshit ones.
So are we done with Dream Talk then? We only got a few minutes here.
Yeah, we can. But
well, if there's anything you guys wanted to add to it, it would be the time. All right. Did you see something about Trump talking about how well hung Arnold Palmer is? Like,
thank God.
Yeah, why would you even mention something like that at a rally somewhere, Pennsylvania, I think? Talking about how great Arnold Palmer is, you know, just a good guy, all-around guy, this and that. And then he talked about, and the guys that took a shower with him came out and they just say, oh my. It's like, what? Why would you, what? I don't know.
Got to get the lady votes, Zach.
I guess. I don't know. Politics has gotten so weird. We are so close to being idiocracy. When someone comes out with a gun, like a big, you know, a big assault rifle in their arms and starts firing off into the air, then we will have reached it. But we're getting there. I swear, it's like day by day now. I don't know what this place is coming to. Is there normal on Earth anymore? I know there's pockets of normal everywhere, but like, is there a normal person in charge of a country anywhere in the world? Just a good person? Does that place exist?
You mean, is there such a thing as an honest politician?
Yeah, that's in charge. I know there's probably some honest people in Congress, possibly. You know, but they're never going to become president or Speaker of the House or anything like that. They get run out real quick. I just wonder if there's any place on Earth that's like good. You know, by the book, by the number, you know, we write the laws and then we actually follow them. Even us, the people in charge. Does that place exist?
I can't think of one. Do you think that where's the line that gets crossed between someone who is a legit, honest person in Congress, and then if they take the next step, they have to let that go and become a part of the machine?
I don't even know.
Because it seems to me like, you know, like say if one of us had the funds and we wanted to start running for Congress to implement, you know, true justice and righteousness and goodness, you know, but then at some point, if we're told, if you want to go any farther, you're going to have to let this stuff go and you're going to be part of the machine. And then we wouldn't go that far. Like, okay, well, then I'm not going to give up my own character, my own convictions. And so
well,
therefore,
it doesn't even need to really be like that moment. I think it's a slow process. You know,
yeah.
That's one way that saying is out there. Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Right.
So you're put in this position of power, and then all of a sudden, from within, you become corrupted. It's just human nature.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't know if that place can exist. You know, is there a Charlemagne or one of these people that remain good after gaining absolute power? If that person actually did that, we know how history.
Right.
Yeah.
Think of the time it would take to gain absolute power. I think maybe that's the rub. Like going into politics, I think there are probably honest people that go into politics. What you don't have are honest politicians. Because you're right, Zack, they're going to get run out real quick. They'll get cold-shouldered, stonewalled, ignored. You don't get put on any sort of committees, and you're just sort of non-existent. You're there, but not really. You're just present. To be a politician, I think there's no way to do it honestly, regardless of where you are. In order to be able to stay in and climb through the ranks of power, maybe by the time you get there, you're going to be so old that now you don't have it because you're dead. And it just, the cycle either starts over or that you just pass that absolute power onto someone who never earned it, and that shit will never turn out well.
Yeah, there's got to be a better way. I think term limits for Congress would be a great start. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it does take some time, and if you get these people out, because some of these people have been there for like 30, 40. It's crazy how long they've been. They're so detached from the, common person living in the country. Just that, your average everyday American, that they live in a different world. They live in this little bubble.
And that's what makes them fit to represent those to which they have absolutely no connection. How that makes sense, I don't know. But here in a couple of weeks, you'll see it. You will see it here in just a couple of weeks, how many people will just do it. You know who should rule everybody? One of these two people. But I guess we're coming up to it.
Yeah, we have, man. Thank you for hanging out, Travis. Miss you, brother. Glad
absolutely.
Hanging out again. And definitely thank y'all in chat. I've tried to keep up, but I never can. You guys are just too good. Cannot wait to hang out with you on Friday, Plain Reality. I shared the appropriate link there, I believe, earlier. If not, we'll get them from you this week and make sure they're in the show description.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. It is definitely a Monday morning. But look for us on Wednesday morning and again on Friday morning for more of the Ironworks right here on freeworld.fm. Until then, you guys have a great rest of your week. Be good. Be well. Do good. Do that well. We love you.